Previously on The Plot Thickens.
We all read the same book?
I don't know.
Yes, I believe so. Well, check the cover. You know, it's on ants and the things that they do.
All right.
The miraculous things that these ants do. A study of ants and the things that they do by Dr. Theodore Truffle and Margarine Butter.
Spoiler alert, for the rest of the 350 pages, he continues to just play with the fucking anthill. And then in the end, he shoots himself.
Excuse me one moment, really.
Perhaps one of you gents knows the number to poison.
Martha, you can't give light to the guests! It's unbecoming! I will send you to Holland, I promise you! Reggie, I think next week's your turn. Is there any book that you're thinking about?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Gerald Givens and the Clash of the Metal Marvels.
That's right. Welcome back to another exciting edition of the serialized long podcast that we like to call The Plot Thickens. Yes, you have stumbled on to a web of mystery and deceit, of nobility and peasants, and we're not doing that one? Nope, this is The Plot Thickens. It is a long-form podcast that we do. We do a new episode every week, and, you get to grow with the characters. You get to see some fun stuff happen, and it's a good time. It's a good time. I think we have a good time developing these characters. Anyway, it's very different from our regular episodes where we do different shticks and segments and bits. It is one big, long, continuous arc, and unless there are any other questions, I think we're going to jump right into it. Any other questions? No?
I got my jumping shoes on.
Those are the best shoes to have on, regardless of circumstance.
Yeah!
So, Reggie, perhaps you could clear this up for me a little bit. I'm just a bit confused, just a tad confused, if you will.
I'm sorry, did you say my name?
Yeah, Doc.
Yes, I'm just confused.
Oh.
So, Gerald Givens can project a type of energy from his hands? Yes?
Yes, he can. It's a superpower derived from his encounter with a radioactive dying star when he was out experimenting on it as part of his Boy Scout trip.
Aren't all stars radioactive?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It is a comic book, so maybe they didn't understand that educated people such as yourself would already know that, so they had to spell it out.
That's damn decent of them. Oh, very good. Tad, what did you think of the symbolism of the energy projection?
I woke up.
Okay, good. Oh, you can give us a fresh perspective on it.
Yeah, it was, quaint.
How so? I myself thought it was very, delusions of grandeur.
Well, if I'm being honest, it had, lots of pictures, and, they seemed to be done in a way that would suggest skill, and that was impressive.
And what does that mean to you?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, Lee James is supposed to be one of the best artists in the comic game right now.
I could see how. Like this line work is immaculate.
Some of those,
also his
goodness.
attention to formalism as well. Like if you look at, like, for example, this page, page 25, I always loved the way that, like, the scenery changes, but the characters are walking through this same large setting.
Interesting.
Panel to panel. So it's just like one big picture of the background, but then each panel they're moving through that picture.
And that essence of formalism is what is most important to the reader. Oh, the style of the background, and not necessarily the fact that Gerald has been exploded, I guess, technically would be the term.
Yeah, we could call it exploded. Yeah.
Louise, what did you think of the line work?
Oh, I just thought it had the prettiest colors. It was so pretty. And, I think that it was a great allegory for the sin of man. Flying too close to a star, which is just another sun.
It is ultimately his downfall, yes. Because if he didn't develop those energy shooting powers, then the Metal Marvels would never have decided to come and attack Earth, and he would not have had to sacrifice himself in such a dramatic fashion to defeat them.
I mean, really, that was just his penance for being too greedy.
It's almost as if he felt like he could, for at least a time, punch above his weight and hang out with the cool kids, but really none of them liked him, and they were glad when he ended up dying in the end, because he was a show-off. You could look at pictures.
Yeah, that's wow. That is
That's kind of a bleak way of looking at it, but I see. I appreciate your thinking about it.
It's a very nihilistic interpretation. Tell us more, Tad. Why doesn't anybody like Gerald, despite the fact that he saves the world?
Yeah. Well,
twice.
People don't like Gerald, because he doesn't belong. And of all of the people, he's the only one. And he is nice, I guess, sometimes, but he's also wants to be more than he really is, and he should know his place.
Oh, dear.
And definitely
fascinating.
Other people in the group don't feel like that they are punching above their weight. And they definitely don't have any self-esteem issues. It's only him.
I can see where you're coming from, Tad. You know what? This is a bit of a downer, though, isn't it? You know what we should do? We should.
That's a shitty book.
Go around, Tad. We should go around. And we should give compliments to each other, just, to get rid of the downer of the fact that this heathen went too close to a star and had to kill himself over it.
Sounds great. I'll start.
So yeah, Tad, why don't you give Reggie a compliment?
No.
No, you're sitting right next to him. I think it'll just be easier if we just go in a circle. So, you give Reggie a compliment, and then Reggie will give Rowan one. Rowan will give me one. We'll just do counterclockwise.
It's just starting to approach math. I'm not happy about it.
Remember, math is the story of the universe.
See, that's the kind of cool shit you always say, Rowan. I love that about you.
Oh, well, thank you.
You are brilliant.
Snippets of Zen every now and again.
Truly a brilliant man, Rowan.
Oh, thank you.
I look up to you. Well, eye to eye. I look eye to eye. Probably. If it came down to it.
By a couple inches.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were
yeah.
about to compliment Reggie.
That's right. Yeah. Louise, your help around here is so good. Marta is just a Christian Jesus godsend. And
she
well done.
Praise her, and praise the baby Christian Jesus. But I think you confused your left and your right again. You want to go the other way. You want to compliment Reggie.
I'll get it. We're going to do this permutation thing you asked for, so I'm sure I'll get to that.
Oh, we're just going to give each other one compliment. That's all.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So now you give one to Reggie. Reggie already, he was so on it. I saw that, I heard that, Reggie. You already gave Rowan yours. That was so
that
nice.
one don't even count. I got a better one for when it's my real turn.
Aww.
Well, why
sweet.
wait?
Oh, you want me to go first? And we'll come back round to you at the end?
Please, very much, please.
All right. Well, Dr. Rowan, can
Yes.
I call you Dr. Rowan?
Yes, specifically, that is the point of that title.
All right. Well, Dr. Rowan, I just really appreciate you being here and walking us through all this stuff with your big words. I really appreciate the big words. They make me feel like maybe I have some chance of understanding the finer points of literature. And I really appreciate you being here for that with us.
Well, that is delightfully polite, and, you're very welcome. Expanding lesser minds is what I do. Oh wow, is it my turn? I got caught up in the whole thing.
That was great. Great job, Rowan.
No, that was Reggie. I just accepted the compliment.
I'm saying you accepted it so well.
I did, didn't I?
He's good at accepting things.
I am. It's a gift. Oh, well, then I guess, Leslie, go right ahead then. Or, no, Leslie's not even here. Louise, go right ahead then.
Well, I think you're supposed to compliment her now, right?
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
Well, oh, goodness. All aflutter. Oh, well then, Louise, you have the most delicious cooking that I've ever seen. And you bring a dramatic insight to our books based on your personal histories, and we could all learn something from your many varied viewpoints.
You look like you're having a hard time there.
It's you're American, I'm British, I've got to translate, it's making sure everything comes out right.
Well, why don't you just say it in your native language?
Well,
yeah, I'd second that.
A compliment has to be understood to... Okay, very, very well then. You're a right smart chip off the old block there, Gov. Yeah, like that.
Oh, I think I've seen that one in movies. I get what you're saying.
They got it from me.
I believe that 100%.
Wow. Oh.
So inspiring.
Well, you're saying you've written for the movies too? Oh, god damn, that's cool.
You've got to, when I crossed the pond, as it were, you've got to make a living for yourself, and that Hollywood was the first place I landed, and they said, "You, there, sir," as Americans do. I was like, "Me, Gov," and they were like, "That's exactly what I want."
Wow. You heard him say Gov? Wow. Rowan, tell us the whole story. Spare no detail. We have time.
Oh, no, I think we should finish the exercise, the circle compliment first.
I thought we finished.
No, I still need to compliment you. And then you need to compliment Reggie.
Very good. Yes, Louise, keeping us on track.
I try to. I've got a big to-do list that I always put together for Marta at the beginning of every day, and I tell her if I don't see a check mark next to every single one of those to-do lists, I know where your passport is. So...
Well,
okay,
yes,
Dad.
that is.
I think you dress
You think I dress?
Yes, you come dressed and presentable. And sit in a chair.
Oh.
Well, that was Accurate.
I wanted to be very factual with my compliment. I enjoy how you sit in a chair and come dressed.
You described me to a T. It's wonderful.
There's nothing there to be argued with at all.
No.
Yeah.
Accurate. Very accurate.
Oh, thank you very much.
Strictly the facts, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Okay, my turn. Rowan, you are so incredibly accomplished and
no,
smart.
it's not Rowan. You have to.
That's
you
true.
have to compliment Reggie.
No, I know it's confusing because both of our names start with R.
We're basically the same person.
Two syllables.
Oh, if only.
Wow, that's crazy that I did that. Well, now I've started. I must continue.
Oh, no,
Rowan,
it's fine. You can stop.
What? Because what is a group like this for, except for forgiving left turns, as it were? You started one path and you're going to continue down another, and we're here to support you in whatever horrific missteps you take along the way, to forgive your ignorance and your savagery and your lack of understanding. If you are in any way unable to grasp the uttermost basics of anything that could be constantly comprehended by any human, we are here to help you through that.
Excuse me, please. Never thought I would say this, but you went on a bit.
Oh my. I guess I did,
fine.
didn't I?
Fine.
Delightful.
Fine. You all want me to do this? I'll do this. Reggie?
Yeah, Ted?
Last week, I chose the book and you said you didn't like it. And this week, you chose the book and I don't like it. We have that in common. I'm amazing, so therefore, you must have something like that.
Wow.
I think
that was magnificent.
That was really good.
I think I'm going to cry, Tad. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Tad, wow.
Let me get you a Kleenex. Let me go get you a Kleenex for that.
I never knew you felt so deeply, so spiritually even, dare I say.
Where's the Kleenexes? Where's the box of Kleenexes? Where'd you put them?
Oh. Is Clara back from Germany?
I heard a rumor that somebody's passport got found again.
Oh.
Here you go. Here you go. I just wanted to make sure that you had some Kleenex there.
Yes, good. That did not. Yes. I believe I was waxing poetic about Tad's honestly heartfelt and essentially transcendent compliment for Reggie. But I was, and now I got kind of stuck with the this screaming.
Very upset that it came off that way.
Hey, Tad, there is no need to excuse yourself for passion. Passion is what makes humanity. Isn't that right, Reggie?
That's exactly right. Passion.
Yes. And I don't even have the words to describe it. I wish I was such a poet to bring forth the emotion that you had summoned to compliment Reggie. Perhaps it's like when Geralt finally figures out that to defeat the Metal Marvels, he must not kill them, but he must love them.
I knew it was Geralt. Not Gerald.
It is Gerald. Yeah.
Gerald Givens.
Can't be too derivative now, can we? What do you say, Reggie? Gerald or Gerald?
I usually say Gerald, but, I defer to the expert, of course.
Gerald Givens?
That's a really good point.
It is an excellent point.
It should be Gerald Givens for the alliteration. He's a comic book character.
I'll take your word for it.
Dad, you've done it again! How do you reach such depths?
Well, I wish I knew.
Reggie, your book has brought out some of the most amazing humanity in this group.
Oh, it's so true. I think
Right?
Reggie should choose our books more often.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you liked it so much. I mean, I know it's kind of just a pretty standard postmodern retelling of the the Christ narrative and all that, but I like it. It's pretty fun. I mean, I'd be happy to choose some more.
I think that would be fantastic, and perhaps we can coax a few more compliments out of Tad. I hope everybody took notes. I certainly did. What do you say? Tad, give us one more.
What? And it's Gerald. It's
Just one more for the road.
It's Reggie's turn.
Just think of the strength of Geralt flowing through your veins.
Ouch.
Yes. Strength can be painful.
What is that in my veins?
And vanity can be strength, but also a downfall. Tad, you've been studying.
Hark.
What happened to you?
Is that a lark? Or is it a common bird of the park?
I think he's just getting into beat poetry now.
Ooh, that's how delightfully American.
I think I need to go home.
Oh, okay. All
Because
right.
we all have done a lot of very in-depth emotional narrative exploration. Geralt, excuse me. Geralt Gibbons and the Clash of the Metal Marvels has brought out really, I think, some of the deepest emotions, and that can be draining, can't it?
Yeah.
Well then, same time next week.
Oh, yes.
I'll be there with bells on.
Oh,
That
I
would be
love it when
annoying.
people wear bells.
It is delightful. That's what whores did.
Wow.
Screaming for the Kleenex got me again. I didn't know if the screaming was going to get me, and it absolutely did. Brilliant.
It's now just a running thing. It's got to be a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I had to Google formalism real quick because I had exactly zero idea what it was.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of obnoxious, really.
It can be. Sometimes it's a cool effect, but some guys use it way too much.
Basically, everything is secondary to the actual form of the creation. The context, the reason, the historical background, life of the artist is all secondary to the art itself, like what the art created is. And I was like, this is awful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and in comic books, it I feel like it works a little bit better typically because there is a more of that like kind of meta commentary already going on in a lot of them, and so like it kind of works for the medium better than for I think a lot of other stuff.
Nicely done.
But,
nicely brought into the scene.
Thank you. I like having those bits where it's like, actually, Reggie, he's not the dumb guy.
No, he's not dumb at all. He wouldn't be part of a book club if he was dumb.
Right.
Well,
Well, we hope you very much enjoyed this episode of The Plot Thickens. Tune in next time for more character development and delightful artistry. And make sure to tune in for our regular episodes of Wasting All the Time, improv comedy short form stylings. You're going to love it. Seriously, it's amazing. You're welcome in advance. I have been Cody.
I've been Dave.
I've been Jess.
And I've been John.
And we thickened all the plots. Hey, wait a minute.
Bon voyage.
There you go.
Bye.
But
Good night, folks.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end of another episode of Wasting All the Time, the podcast. If you enjoyed this show, then please consider subscribing on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, or follow us on Spotify. If you really enjoyed the show, then head on over to patreon.com/timewastepod and become a supporter of our time-wasting efforts. Now, that was a lot of things I just threw at you, so if you forget all that, just head on over to wastingallthetime.com, and there we have all the answers.